Okay, we're going to look at the physics of part 2. So in this case, we have a connected body situation, and we're making an assumption we know is not true, that the tension on the horizontal is the same as on the vertical. But for the beginning physics, we make that assumption. The total mass of the block and everything on it is mt. The hanging mass is mh. So if we look at it, what's powering the whole thing is the hanging weight. It's going down. And if there is an acceleration, it would be in this direction. And traditionally, when you see this done, they're actually measuring the acceleration and working backwards. But in our case, we're going to use technique. So the tension is pulling it toward the right. Friction is opposing the motion. So what we're looking for is static friction, where it breaks on its own, static friction maximum, then it'll begin to accelerate. Then we need to back off, just as you saw with the incline information. So in this case, sum of the forces in the y direction equal the normal minus the total weight. That would be the weight of the block and any mass on the block. So the normal is equal to the total weight, so friction would equal mu times the total weight. Now over here, we do sum of the forces in the x direction, and if you notice, that's going to be equal to the total mass times the acceleration. That does not include the mass of the hanger. That's only on top. Would be the tension minus friction. Then sum of the forces in the y direction would be the hanging mass times the acceleration. That would be the hanging weight minus tension. So then, the acceleration times the hanging mass plus the total mass of the block and everything on it would be equal to the hanging weight minus friction. We cancel out the tensions, we're assuming they're equal. So in that case, if we set the acceleration then is the hanging weight minus friction over the mass of the block and everything on it plus the hanging mass. But now we're setting this acceleration to 0 in both cases. For static, it's obvious. For kinetic, we want the acceleration to be so low it's imperceptible. So that's going to be equal to the hanging mass over the mass of the block and everything on it. So we're really just taking two numbers and doing a division. So once you have your first set of numbers, you're going to then go to small felt, readjust the pulley because the heights will be slightly different, and go for it again.